reality.
I was almost entirely defeated by the evildoers of Microsoft. And you know what? Today I discovered maybe it's not even Microsoft. It might just be the old microphone. Well, actually, the new microphone that went bad, or a cable, or something. But it just happened to happen at the same time that there was an update by Microsoft. So it might be all the same thing. It might be a possessed microphone, a cord, USB port. I don't know what it is yet, but this microphone, Old Faithful, is still working. So we're going to go with that. This is round 2 of episode 5 of the Dark Horde podcast. And hey, at least I'm here. We have a particular house in Mineral Well, Texas that we're going to talk about for this episode. But I gotta say, man, it was hardcore trying to figure out what to do here. Yesterday was downright depressing in the middle of a podcast. Now, I've never had that happen, first time ever, that in the middle of a podcast, all of a sudden, stuff just goes so wrong that I have to play one track after another. And I tried to make sure that it didn't get published because I was gonna try to do it one more time, and that didn't work. There were some places that still got it, even though I tried to delete it, but that's technology for you. Works at the speed of light. Today there was some bad news, and the other side of the paranormal, which broke away from the paranormal, and ufology, UFOs, flat earther, Mike Hughes, finally took a wrong turn on his rocket. But that's not what this podcast is about, but you just gotta acknowledge things like that, because push comes to shove, you guys got to know that at the very least, he went out there and did what he thought was right. But we'll cover that on the next episode of UFO Buster Radio Network, UFO Buster Radio News, in the next day or so, because that's really more where it belongs. Really it is. Let's play this little track, and then we'll get started. Just to kind of get this episode done before something else goes wrong.
Summer like healing.
I'm just a little nervous about touching any of these virtual buttons right now. Because I feel like sometime throughout this podcast, something's going to go wrong. Something's going to break. But I'm going to try to stay just somewhat positive that I make it through this episode without having to call Microsoft and cussing them out. But I will try to avoid all of that because today we're here to talk about the Texas Haunted Hill House. There is something, I can't say magical. I almost want to say magical about Texas, but there's not. There's something about Texas that just doesn't want to let the spirits go. They just want to hang out constantly. They've got nowhere to go. I mean, a lot of people come to Texas and they can't fucking leave. They're here forever, like your best luggage. You don't want to get rid of it for a lot of reasons, because it's been there with you forever. The Haunted Hill House, apparently it's a happening place when it comes to spirits. Yeah. The one thing that a lot of people don't connect to the Haunted Hill House, it's the Baker Hotel. So apparently, out in Mineral Well, Texas, you have these two buildings. The Baker Hotel is about 125 feet away from the Haunted Hill House. But it's an important part of the story. The Baker Hotel, wow, what a place that was. The Baker Hotel back in 1982 was placed in the National Registry of Historic Places. Isn't that wonderful? What a beautiful place. In 2012, December 7th to be exact, it was included in an episode of Ghost Adventures. It was also featured in 2010 in an episode of Celebrity Ghost Stories, which was actually hosted by Eric Balfour, because he had an alleged paranormal experience at the hotel. Now, mind you, today we're not talking about the hotel. We're actually talking about this house, the Haunted Hill House. After the episode, Eric was also featured on Season 5, Episode 6 of The Haunting of Eric Balfour. So listen, there's something going on here. Something really crazy when it comes to these two properties. So crazy that the current owner of the place, didn't know that Haunted Hill House out in Mineral Well, Texas was haunted before they purchased it. Isn't that something terrible? Wouldn't that really suck? You found this place fucking dirt cheap, right? And here's a rub. So the house at the time was selling for $99,000. 2017. 3 years ago. How many houses did you go into that are 5 bedrooms, 2 baths, and it's ancient as fuck, so you think, wow, what a great place, what history it has, and wow, $99,000, that's fantastic. Wouldn't you jump on that? That is a perfect room, a perfect house for you to get, to be honest. At this day and age, come on, most median house prices right now are in 200 to mid 200,000s. Why wouldn't you jump on it? Well, I bet you that if they knew that this place was so damn haunted, they would not have even bothered. Apparently, there are about 9 apparitions reportedly that haunt the rooms of the Hill House. And, wow. It's a scary place full of a lot of things that you don't want to deal with, because people have been attacked here just to visit. Now, let's just get one thing straight. The owners do not actually live in the house. No. The house had scared the living shit out of them, and they've gotten to the point where they refuse to live there. They don't live in the house because they're scared, but not scared enough to sell it again. No, the house is open. It's open for you and me to actually visit the house and get your ghost adventure on. Now, going back to the Baker Hill House, the Baker Hotel, Basically, the Baker Hotel was tied by one very ominous way because it hosted bootleggers, prostitutes, and gambling in some of the secret rooms. So there was a lot of mischievous things going on. Now, one of the things that would happen is that the hookers would actually hang out at the Haunted Hill House back in the day. And they would be called up to the Baker Hotel to, take care of their callers. Do some work. The actual home, the Haunted Hill House, was built as an A-frame home back during the Civil War and established in 1880. It actually belonged to one of the first founding families of Mineral Wells, Texas. From 1880 to 1929, that founding family actually owned the house. And at one point in 1929, it was turned into a makeshift hospital. Afterwards, the home became a haven for illegal activity. Why is it that a lot of these hauntings seems to always go back to the illegal stuff? You got, doctors and folks like that committing murder, killing off their patients, or you have people who run these professional establishments and the illegal ones too. But they all end up doing some really cruel things at times. They get stuck in the house. They get attached to the property. The rumor is that if you die in the house, you never leave. You are stuck like Chuck. You might as well get your scary face on because you're going to be there to have to deal with all the ghost hunters that go through. The house was actually the original site of the welcome sign that would welcome folks to the healing caves that are located on the property known as East Mountain. And Native Americans, you should actually hang out in those caves. And like I said, here we go. Bad juju. The Native American Indians would actually rob and kill some of the local settlers when they came in the area. It also rumored that Sam Bass hid his gold and lost his life in one of the caves by the house. The current owners, Edward and Catherine Estes, really, like I said, do not like spending any time in the house due to the high level of activity. Could you imagine? You thought you got a good deal. Edward and Catherine, they thought they hit the jackpot. They got themselves a nice, beautiful home. And what happened? Yeah, what happened? But they're not stupid. Here's the thing about these guys. They really, really made a super amazing turn. They figured out early on. I mean, we're not going to be living in a damn house. But shit, this house could do stuff for us. We can open it to the public and make some money off of it. Now, I'm not saying they're rich. I'm not saying they're making a killing, quote unquote, on the people that go into the house. But, hey, they've got some stuff going on here. Wait till you hear the list of things that happens at this particular home. Again, due to the high levels of activities, a lot of paranormal sites and researchers and things like that have made it to the home. Some of these have been folks like Ghost Adventurers have gone in there, TAPS, Paranormal Files, Porters to Hell, Strange Town, and it just keeps on. Deep South Paranormal. It is a popular place to get yourself a good haunting. And a lot of the folks, even if you look this place up on YouTube, you'll see that a lot of people go there for this. To get scared, to get scratched. And many people have been bitten by the spirits that are locked here. But it's not the only thing they do. Don't get this twisted. There is a bit of a business going on here for the Estes that they have taken part of, and you can also. So we'll talk about this right after this little track. That's a great song. It's actually, I think it's called "The Devil's in the Bayou." So, I mean, how appropriate, right? Fuck it, I play whatever comes up on the queue. I want to say hello to the folks that are in the live chat right now, and of course we got the Blue Chicken, we got Green Man, we got Guter, and there you go. These are the folks that like to hang out here at the UFO Buster Radio Networks, including the Dark Horde, which is a fairly new podcast, episode number 5, round 2, because of technical issues. Shit like that happens, I understand. But even they are noting the fact that they got a good price for this house. This house came at almost wrapped in some gold and wrapped really nicely. But little did they know what in the hell was on the inside, because that's where all the problems came across for them. But the Estes were not dumb about this, right? They saw that there was such an interest in this particular house. So they said, fuck it. This is what we're going to do. We're going to open this house. We're going to have some services here. We're not talking about like a Christian service. We're not talking about they're going to be giving out some wine and the body of Christ. We're talking about you get to go in there and have fun. I mean, hell, they used to have hookers there back in the day. Why not? Some of the things that you can that you can rent a hill house for would be weddings and vow renewals. Are you serious? How fucking scary is that? Like, you really want to end your relationship? That's all I'm saying. Before you even get started, or after the 20 years, you decide to take your significant other to get basically possessed. The other things you can do here, you can also have a bachelor or bachelorette parties. Well, that could take a turn for the worst. Very strange. And actually, there's a little bit of a quote here, a tag from the Estes people. It says, "Spend your last night single with a ghost." I'm sure that's what we're all looking for when we're about to take the plunge. It's also open to birthday parties. Fantastic. Memorial services to your dearly departed. No, ma'am. No, sir. There is no way in hell or Hill House that I'm going to have a memorial service for someone in my family at a haunted place where you pretty much get attacked. That's a bad way to say goodbye. That's all I'm saying. Also, if you ladies who are into that scratching and biting stuff, you can have a ladies' night out at the Hill House. You can get a group of gals together and join a party. No. I mean, listen, there's a lot of ways to have fun in the world. That is not one of them. That is not. Some people are into this too. They love it. They love being freaked out. But it's one thing to be freaked out when you go to a film or you read a scary story. It's another to be in the thick of it. And to feel that heavy breath, breathing down the back of your neck. Or turning around, no one's there, and all of a sudden you got scratches on you. Or bite marks. That is not a good time. Not at all. Now let's talk a little bit about the history of the Hill House. And so like I said before, the house itself, it's connected to the Baker House because it would supply, the ladies and the bootleg liquors for the Baker Hotel, which was a brothel at the time. There were several deaths in the house during that time, and that's why folks are reporting there are about 9 spirits that are in there. One of the spirits is a little boy. Here's the other thing. I don't know. Is it that kids are just fucking scary? Is that what it is? Are kids just scary as fuck, when they're spirits? Because that's what we kept on hearing all the time in not San Antonio, in Galveston. That's what we keep on hearing. That kids haunting the place, coming up to people randomly in the middle of the night, asking them to help them find their parents. And the other thing was that haunted Walmart over in Galveston where the freaking ghosts of the kids are playing with toys. What in the hell is going on, folks? What is it with these kids? I mean, kids seem to be worse than adults. They just can't fucking let go. They really can't. There's a little boy that haunts the house, and apparently he was disfigured when he was born to one of the working class girls at the brothel. Again, none of this is funny to me. It's pretty fucking scary. All I gotta say, that's crazy. He actually lived there until around the age of 6, and one of the owners apparently fell into a well out back and also died. Said a little 6-year-old died in the house. One of the owners died as well, and they are apparently reported as being some of the permanent guests at the Haunted Hill House. Other people that died, apparently there was a flu epidemic around the time shortly after when they perished, and several people died on the property, including another former owner by the name of Deborah Renfro. You can't, when they say that the house likes to keep the fucking people there, it sure does. That's crazy. It's not the kind of place I want to visit. Now I understand why the Estes said, we'll just open it up to all the crazy fuckers who would like to screw with this. Let them pay us for it, and then whatever. I saw that one of the comments in the live chat box was that it looks like it needs a bit of a touch-up, right? Listen, it's a scary fucking place. Could you imagine if you walked up to this place and someone's telling you there's a shitload of spirits there and it looks brand new? No, it kind of doesn't go with the scenery, what you're expecting. It'll just throw you off. I'd rather it look freaky as hell, like it belongs next to the house in Amityville, than it being a really nice place and I would not suspect that shit's about to go down. That's the way I feel about it. I don't know about you guys, but it's being true. It's being true to what's going on, to be honest. Many people have become severely nauseous, have experienced some headaches, and pretty sick once they enter the property. There's your sign. That is your sign to get your happy ass up, go back to the car, and if any other people that are there with you want to stay in there, good luck, buddy. You keep the car running because you might need to make a quick escape. And, nowadays we hear these stories where the shit just doesn't stay in the house or whatever they're at. They'll come and follow you into the car. You can take it home with you for a weekend and have some fun. Some of the visitors have actually felt a malevolent spirit the next day after visiting the house, quote unquote, just like what the fuck I said. They will follow your ass. They will follow you home. Now, this could be just because they're scared shitless. It could be because you can't get the experience out of their mind. Many investigators have been coming in and out, as we mentioned, a bunch of them. Some really popular ones that we see on cable. And they all agree that the place is haunted. No bones about it. Some people have caught what they call Class A EVPs, pictures, videos, orbs, and all of them, especially in those ghost box situations where they respond back, what they feel are intelligent conversations. But listen, we heard the same shit with UFOs, so who knows? What's intelligent conversation? I don't fucking know. Actually, I have a spirit box. I haven't tried it out yet. There is a place here in San Antonio, Texas called the Onion House. And I think that will be the first place that I'll spark that baby up. Hopefully, it won't be too bad or too crazy. But we're hoping to shoot some video at that spot. You're going to see a scared-ass moonraker, I guarantee you. It's not going to be a pretty sight. Some things that groups have going, because the house is also open to groups of investigators to go in and tour the house, and they're free to come in with their own ghost hunting equipment or borrow some from the owners who are there. They open the door for you, they give you the fucking equipment, and then run the fuck out the house. Some of the groups have had balls moved by the little boy. That could go so many ways. Several had things thrown at them. Over 70 people have been scratched and 2 were bitten. The kid was like 6 when he died. What is he still going through the terrible twos? I don't understand. That just makes no sense to me. I mean, come on, somebody get that shit under control. What the hell is going on? Here's the other thing that you guys have got to know, that the house is now open weekends all year round for paranormal research. So if you're like, West Texas paranormal cowboy, and you feel like you want to get spooked for the good time, guess what? Get your happy ass over to the Haunted Hill House in Mineral Well, Texas. Because you'll probably never be the same again. You'll probably quit fucking hunting ghosts after that. Because you're the one who's going to be haunted. You're the one who they're going to be tracking in and out those rooms, to be honest. It's a scary fucking place. I don't know if I could really take that place in. I'll probably be one of those people that'll be nauseous and faint as I walk through the door. I'll probably even pass out. And I have to have somebody drag me out. Maybe I can, tie bugs to me somewhere. So Green Man says, the kid scratches balls. I'm telling you, there is something wrong with a place that if you walk in, you get your balls moved. That is just not, that's not cool.
Lose my mind. Lose my mind. Lose my mind.
I'm tired of hiding my emotions. Don't wanna keep them to myself. I'm on the verge of an explosion. Don't care about anybody else but you. Hold back all the things I feel. If I hold back, maybe they're not real. What if I don't and just let you deal? Would you go? Let me know. So what if I just lose my mind? Make a scene and run around. Show you what I feel inside all the time. Hey. What if I just lose my mind? Scream until the air runs out. I don't really care, 'cause I lose my mind. I can't keep hiding in the darkness. My feelings need a little sun. I hope you don't think that I'm heartless. I just can't be the one you want right now. Hold back all the things I feel. If I hold back, maybe they're not real. What if I don't and just let you deal? Would you go? Let me know. So what if I just lose my mind? Make a scene and run around. Show you what I feel inside all the time. Hey. What if I just lose my mind? Scream until the air runs out. I don't really care, 'cause I lose my mind. 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 Hold back all the things I feel. If I hold back, maybe they're not real. What if I don't and just let you deal? Would you go? Let me know.
So, by the way, I actually did make that up about the ghost moving balls. It actually says that in the article. I actually copied it and pasted it into the description of the episode, along with the link, so that you can check out the website for the Hill House. Go there and see what's up. You can actually contact the Hill House and the Estes folks at through Facebook at Haunted Hill House Mineral Wells. That's their little their name for their Facebook page. So you can get in there and find out for yourself what's going on. There is a disclaimer for you guys that you want to know in case you're thinking about. I know I got some listeners in Texas, but if you're thinking about going to the Hill House, there's a few things you can know, and there's a few things you better know. One thing is you need to protect your sex, because there's there's some stuff going on there. And really, if you think about it, if they at the Haunted Hill House, they used to house the ladies for the brothel, it's possible that stuff's going on down under. So, as I was saying, open now on weekends all year round. Paranormal research groups can go in there and conduct their investigations. You can also come in as an individual group after hours. Yeah. I mean, why not? Why you get your money? You get your money's worth of a good haunting. And I swear, I'm telling you, if I go in there and I get bitten, I will never. I won't even return to that part of Texas. Fuck that. Are you serious? Also, you can so you can spend the night and take a chance whenever you can. Record, get all your equipment in there. Or if you're just someone who just likes living on the fucking edge of the paranormal, just go there by yourself. Send us some selfies. Take a video. Something like that. We want to see you run out the front door. There's a disclaimer by the Hill House that you should know. It is very important. This is the serious business. This is the part you need to know because it's in caps. Please note, due to the level and type of paranormal activity, we will not allow small children. We do not recommend pregnant women, anyone with serious medical conditions, or anyone under the age of 13 on the property. Yeah. That is, and actually that's, they don't allow small kids, but they don't recommend that if you're carrying a baby that you go in there. Or if you got Tourette's, don't go in there either. Or if you've got the crabs, any of those. Or if you're under the age of 13, highly recommended you do not go into the Haunted Hill House because shit can get serious. It can get serious really fast. STDs, yes. Blue Chicken says STDs, yes. If you got STDs, you don't want to go there. I mean, come on, really? You don't want to go in there and have a little 6-year-old kid messing with your nads and you give him the crabs. That's all I'm saying. This is the episode for today. It was just one, and I figured I would just test my luck, basically, in getting this microphone. But gotta give props to Blue Yeti. This is Old Faithful. The problem with Blue Yeti and this particular microphone is that, let me give you an example here, because if Bugs ate something, let's say the day before, and I give him a biscuit, and he actually walks to the other side of the house, right? Walks out to the other side of the house, and his meal from yesterday is about to exit, I can actually hear it with this mic as it's going down, heading down to, to the light. That's how sensitive this mic is. That's why I stopped using it, because it was no joke. So I moved over to a Rode mic. The Rode mic, it's a pretty mic. It really is. It's a beautiful looking mic, but it's got a problem. Unfortunately, it's got issues. So we'll find out what that is. I thank you guys for listening. This is episode number 5. We got 5 in the can, and I'm glad. I feel good about the Horde, the dark one that is, and hopefully we can continue this and get some folks on here that can share some real stories. Not that the Haunted Hill House was fake, but I like bringing it from the horse's mouth. It's better to get someone that got bitten on here than for me to read the story historically. You want to hear it from the person that actually went through it. So that's what we're looking forward to on the Dark Horde. And you should expect some of that. I thank the guys that came in the live chat box. Thank you guys for listening. In the description of the episode, there is also a page on a group chat on Discord. If you are a fan of either the Dark Horde or UFO Buster Radio News, you can go in there, and the guys would attest that I've been going in there after hours, to chew the fat, if you will. But that's what I do. It's the best way. One of my goals in podcasting was to stay in touch with the people that listen, even when I'm not on here talking crazy and having a bunch of fucked up mic situations. Green Man in the chat says he has a few stories, and I guarantee you he'll be on here shortly, and that's for sure. I thank you guys for listening. Episode number 5 is out. I am out, and ciao.